What's really going on inside China's military? In recent months, we've seen a political earthquake shake the People's Liberation Army. Top generals have vanished, commanders have been replaced, and a cloud of uncertainty now hangs over one of the world's most powerful military forces. Today, we're diving deep into this unprecedented purge, exploring what it means for Xi Jinping's grip on power, China's military readiness, and the stability of the entire region. This isn't just about internal politics. The shockwaves from this shakeup could reach far beyond China's borders. It all started with whispers, then became impossible to ignore. Defense Minister Li Shangfu, a prominent figure, disappeared from public view for months before finally being officially removed. He wasn't alone. The entire top leadership of the PLA rocket force, the unit responsible for China's nuclear arsenal, was abruptly replaced. We're talking about the commander, the political commissar, and their deputies, all gone. Add to that the removal of other senior figures, including a former commander of the PLA Air Force. This isn't just a routine reshuffle, it's a systematic purge targeting the highest levels of the military establishment. The official reason given is a sweeping anti-corruption campaign, but many analysts believe there's much more to the story. So, why is this happening now? The most compelling theory points directly to Xi Jinping's drive to consolidate absolute control. For years, Xi has waged a relentless anti-corruption campaign that has conveniently served to remove political rivals and enforce loyalty. By targeting the military, he's sending a clear message: no one is untouchable. Absolute loyalty to the party, and to Xi himself, is the only thing that matters. This purge ensures that the military's command structure is filled with individuals who owe their careers and their allegiance solely to him. It's about eliminating any potential centers of power or dissent that could challenge his authority, especially within the institution that holds the ultimate key to power: the military. Another critical angle is the issue of corruption itself, which appears to be genuinely deep-seated. There are reports of widespread graft within the defense industry, particularly concerning military procurement. Think about it. Billions of dollars are spent on advanced weaponry, from missiles to warships. This creates massive opportunities for kickbacks and embezzlement. There have been rumors, for example, that some of China's missiles were filled with water instead of fuel, and that missile silos had lids that wouldn't function properly. While these stories are difficult to verify, they point to a systemic problem. If corruption is compromising the quality and reliability of military hardware, it poses a direct threat to China's national security and its ambitious military modernization goals. Xi's crackdown, therefore, could be a desperate attempt to root out this rot before it cripples the PLA from within. But what does this turmoil mean for the PLA's actual ability to fight? On one hand, you could argue that cleaning house and promoting commanders based on loyalty and competence, instead of corruption, could make the military stronger in the long run. A more disciplined, less corrupt force is a more effective force. However, the short-term consequences are likely to be disruptive, to say the least. A purge of this scale creates an atmosphere of fear and suspicion. Commanders might become hesitant to make bold decisions, fearing they could be the next target. It disrupts established chains of command and breaks down the trust and cohesion that are essential for any military unit to function effectively. Morale could plummet as officers worry more about political survival than operational readiness. This internal instability could severely hamper the PLA's ability to conduct complex joint force operations, exactly the kind of operations required for a major conflict. This brings us to the question on everyone's mind: Taiwan. For years, the world has watched anxiously as China has ramped up its military pressure on the self-governing island. An invasion of Taiwan would be one of the most complex and risky military operations ever attempted. It would require perfect coordination between the Army, Navy, Air Force, and Rocket Force. Does this military purge make an invasion more or less likely? The answer is complicated. Some analysts argue that a distracted, internally focused PLA is less capable of launching such an attack. Zhang might be forced to delay any plans for Taiwan until he feels confident that his military is both loyal and competent. He can't afford a failed invasion, as it would be a catastrophic blow to his leadership and the Communist Party's legitimacy. However, There's a flip side to this argument. A leader under pressure might be more inclined to take risks to distract from domestic problems and rally the nation around the flag. Xi has built his legacy around the promise of national rejuvenation, with the reunification with Taiwan as its centerpiece. If he feels his grip on power is threatened, or if he wants to test the loyalty of his newly appointed commanders, he might be tempted to provoke a crisis in the Taiwan Strait. He could see a limited military action as a way to prove the PLA's effectiveness after the purge and solidify his own authority. This creates a highly unpredictable and dangerous situation, where the risk of miscalculation is incredibly high. The purge adds a new layer of volatility to an already tense situation. Beyond Taiwan, the implications of this purge ripple across the entire Indo-Pacific region. Neighboring countries like Japan, South Korea, the Philippines, and India are watching these developments with great concern. They rely on a stable and predictable security environment. A Chinese military in turmoil introduces a massive element of uncertainty. Will China become more aggressive to project strength, or will it turn inward? This unpredictability complicates strategic planning for every nation in the region. The United States, as the dominant military power in the Pacific, is also recalibrating its assessment of the PLA's capabilities. For years, the Pentagon has been focused on the rapid pace of China's military modernization. Now, they must also factor in the political instability and potential operational weaknesses caused by this internal purge. It forces a re-evaluation of everything from threat assessments to deterrence strategies. In conclusion, the recent purge within China's military is a landmark event with far-reaching consequences. It's a stark display of Xi Jinping's quest for absolute power, an attempt to tackle deep-rooted corruption, and a source of significant disruption to the PLA's operational readiness. While it may temporarily weaken the military's ability to wage a major war, it also introduces a dangerous level of unpredictability into regional security, particularly concerning Taiwan. The world is now dealing with a Chinese military that is simultaneously more politically controlled by one man, yet potentially less coherent and reliable as a fighting force. The coming months will be crucial in revealing whether this shakeup will lead to a more disciplined PLA or a more paranoid and dysfunctional one. The stakes couldn't be higher. What do you think? Does this purge make China weaker or stronger in the long run? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you found this analysis helpful, please like this video and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into global politics. See you next time.